Welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. And that's right, no intro music. I just wanted you to enjoy the sound of the conduit for a moment there. I love it, it's like a beating heart. It's wonderful. Let's cue that music. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. I am out in the ocean, not too far away from Doc and his NHO Nature Reserve. It's somewhere off in that direction. And this is a separate coral far away where I've come to got some coral blocks. I'm not taking it too seriously though. I've only gathered a few things, but what I have gathered is some more pufferfish so we can get up to some more mischief. Remember, I want to get every single person on the server. And as well as that, I've also done some exploring. Did this all during a live stream. So if you want to see that, there'll be a link to it in the description box. We had a great time hanging out, just chilling. Exploring the world, I got my hands on plenty of these buried treasure maps and found 7 hearts of the sea, which is fantastic, as well as 13 diamonds, which is pretty cool. Now, the reason I've been gathering these is because I farmed lots of Nautilus shells, and that means that we can make some conduits, and we can sell them for even more diamonds. So we're just going to restock the shop at the beginning of this. There are the Nautilus shells that I farmed. So we can make 8 conduits at the moment, which is really cool. I'm going to use that to restock the shop. This is the other side of Doc's portal at his nature reserve, and he's built a tunnel here using blue ice every other block, which I think has something to do with the size of the boat. If we have a look at its hitbox, it is way bigger than 1 block, so it is able to sort of skim over the 2 of them. So that's a really great way to save resources, and of course the blue ice is expensive. Also, going with the quartz down here, that is pricey, Doc, but look how fast we zip along this line here. Wonderful. Remember how I said we was going to get every single hermit on the server? Well, since I last mentioned it, we've got a Mumbo, Iskall, False, Biffa, Jevin, Cubfan, and Giarian have all been caught by the pufferfish. And I've actually been saving up their episodes for a little montage. What we need to do right now, though, is invite Mr. Joe Hills. He hasn't been pufferfished yet, and he has actually rated my farm before I got to decorate it. He gave it 7 out of 10, or VII out of X, Roman numerals, what am I talking about? And what we're going to do is invite him back to come and check on this place. But of course, it's not going to be that simple. We're going to hide that there, and you know what's going to happen now, so be on the lookout for Joe's videos. So I've done my restock, and of course we're keeping count of all the diamonds we've made this season. So 150 at this point, going up to 180. We've made 24 from the Tango shop, so we sold 3 IOUs over there, and I sold 6 diamonds worth of bone blocks over here. And I've restocked the shop, so there are now 8 conduits for sale and 8 conduit kits. And we're now over here at the kelp farm. You can see it working its magic off in the distance, and we're not going to be focusing on this area in this episode. However, I've got some really good news, which is that we are finally producing an excess of dried kelp blocks. These ones right here can be transferred elsewhere because currently the entire system is backed up all the way to this dropper at the top with those blocks. Look at that. Amazing. So that means all of the hoppers leading behind here all have 5 stacks of dried kelp blocks, so this farm can keep running and running and running for a very long time. But I do have to actually stand here and AFK to get it running, but from this point onwards it means that it's constantly going to produce dried kelp, which will allow us to get started on our furnace project in the shopping area. But first of all, my friends, we are with Mr. Tango Tech again.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm alright. I've literally, as I hit record and say hello to you, I just remembered that I was going to ask Impulse for a villager heads, and I was going to grab a name tag. And
Yeah, come on, you're not trolling me again, are you?
I was going to troll you again. Why did I have to forget?
That today.
Why did I have to
can't
forget?
take that today.
What have you been up to here, man? You've got an amazing farm.
I've been up to this. Well, we'll see if it's amazing. I think it's working pretty good. Cub didn't have too much luck with it, though.
Oh, yeah, he hit a nasty Minecraft glitch and fell through the floor.
Yeah,
and of course, the people blame you for it.
They do. Oh my god, you killed Cub. We hate you. That's how it goes, though. But yeah, this is it. Place a boat down. I'll ride in the back of yours. How about that?
Okay, and I must remember to put a flower in the flower pot. So every time you visit here, got to place down
different
a flower.
colored flower. All right. So the idea here is it's kind of like my Wither Skeleton farm from last season, the simple one. The idea though is use a boat instead to quickly ride back and forth and traverse the farm. And so if you take it all the way back down from here back to where we came from, you clear out all the spawns on the farm here.
That is
So
amazing.
the idea is you just go back and forth really quick with the ice to get respawns of packs. So let's do that until we get a pack. You usually get 1 or 2 packs of wither skellies every run. Of course, we've got regular skellies this time.
Yeah, I see... No, I don't see one. It's kind of hard to see through the iron bars a little bit.
Yep, that was. I'm gonna switch that out with glass. I think you want to go all the way down to the end though.
Oh right, I want to. Oh wait,
That's
wait.
right there.
Hey. So
Shift
then we get
out.
out of the boat.
Pop out and then break your boat because you'll want to pick it up in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on to that.
Hopefully I don't
Snag
steal it.
that.
Okay. Now you want to stand on top of the flower pots.
Yep.
Like this. Don't go up on top of the white blocks and press one of these buttons on the ceiling.
Okay.
They're all the same.
Aha.
They'll open the gates, so now only the wither skeletons will see you. The blaze and
very
regular skeleton
smart.
stuff can't see you because of the height. So they basically just pull them down to whichever end you're on, either this end or if you're closer to the other end works too.
Nice. And now that
And
the doors are shut, the gates up here, do they still latching onto me?
They will lose aggro, so as you're pulling them down, you'll have to periodically press the button
Gotcha.
to kind of refresh aggro.
Right.
And then just belly up to the chest, and they should walk up
Very
there for
nice. Hello.
you. What I'm also going to be doing is adding a charged creeper farm to this, so that's what these things here are
What?
for.
A charged creeper farm?
Yeah, I'm gonna be working on that soon. So you open up those top gates right there, okay? And instead of pulling the skeletons all the way down to the end for manual kill, you drop them in those little 2x2 holes there.
I get
and then
it.
press,
Because
and then press the yeah. Go ahead.
with the trident, it's going to be easier to make
Right.
creepers, right?
Right,
So you
right.
build a creeper farm in the overworld.
Yep.
You hit them with a trident, send them into the Nether, and then so you can get a wither skeleton skull. That's genius, Tango.
Right. So what I was actually gonna do is not that. I'm gonna name tag the wither skeletons here because they're the ones that take time to get
Yeah.
and
Move
send them into
through.
the overworld, okay? And then
Oh.
I just go over there, turn on the creeper farm where the creepers will spawn instantly.
See,
charge them during
You want to
That's
name
gonna be
tag
good.
them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I got
Wait,
all those name tags from you.
So yeah, where are you going to get all those name tags from, eh?
I don't
Tango?
know. 100%
Setting up a little
natural fishing,
farm.
of course.
Oh yeah, you're going to sit there for hours on
no.
end doing some fishing in the ocean. Yeah, of course.
That's right. I
believe
just get
ya.
a boat. I just get a boat and I go out in the ocean. Yeah.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah, but anyway, check it out. There's this wooden button here.
Yes.
So the stone buttons are to stop spawns. The wooden button actually opens those trap doors and drops them into a little chamber down below.
That's
so
cool.
once you're done, and if you've got like 5 or 6 of them name tagged, there's a little like corridor down below. You go down there and pull them all, aggro them, and pull them down to a portal.
That's
And send
pretty
them to the
cool.
overworld.
One thing comes
Yeah.
to mind though is just
Okay.
does one creeper explosion get you 5 skulls if you've got 5 skeletons?
No, I
Or do
wish
one
it
by
was.
one?
They limit it 1 head per explosion.
That is a little bit mean, isn't it?
So yeah, so I'll have to make a system where they're both in like their own holding areas and use minecarts to pull one each out and then bring them together to meet to say hello and
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's hop back in the boat
Okay.
so we can do some more farming. This is
Let's please
amazing,
do
man. I appreciate this. I really need some
Hey, no
skeleton
problem.
skulls.
Holy cow, lag.
You're literally stuck in the roof for me right now. It looks like
Oh my
you're
gosh, I'm
missing the
still
top
on
of your
the.
body.
You're still on the boat on my screen.
That's great.
Holy cow.
And of course, after a while I realised that I've only got looting 2. Yeah, we need to make this process more efficient. Now we have looting 3, awesome. And like that, we have our 3 wither skeleton skulls. This was a relatively fast way of doing it. And I like this, like I've got 3 wither heads now, 1 in either hand, 1 on my own head. Jeez, and I guess now we're ready to go and fight a wither in 1.13. And I have been thinking about the new potions that have been added and if we could use them to our advantage, but I don't think there's much in 1.13 that's going to change the wither fight other than a trident, which of course I don't have. So that's one for the list, right? When we get ourselves a trident, we got to fight a wither with it. That sounds like a real good idea. All we're going to do early season is fight the wither underground. This will essentially contain the wither and make it a little easier for us to kill it. When I say contain, I don't mean 100%, you know. At the other end of the tunnel, we're going to throw down an ender chest so that we can put our things into there in case we get killed. We don't want to lose anything here. You'll see that I've got a whole bunch of potions. We can ignore the pufferfish. However, the pufferfish may poison the wither. It would get instantly killed. I might try and use that as a weapon. Yeah, I'm going to try and use that as a weapon. Alright, so we'll need these things. Potions, regeneration, night vision because the torches are going to get knocked out. We've got instant health for healing, strength, and fire resistance. And there was one other potion, the Turtle Master, which I thought might have worked good as a sort of last resort. Throw it on yourself. You'll get slowness 6 and resistance 4. So you'll kind of be stuck there, but the wither might not do much damage to you with resistance 4. Anyway, I'm not going to try it this time. We're just going to go with the basic set of potions for now. You may have also noticed I had these leggings in my inventory. This is blast protection, so I've swapped that out for fire resistance. We've drunk a fire resistance potion, but we made that redundant anyway. So with 3 lots of protection 4 and blast protection, we are pretty much maximising the amount of damage this thing can do to us. I've chugged our fire resistance, which is for the event of falling into lava, and our night vision, and we're good to go. And it is always hairy this moment right here, right? Let's put that in our hotbar, and our goal is to try and pufferfish it. So we'll let it explode, we'll run towards it, put a pufferfish, hopefully it'll get poisoned. I might get poisoned as well. Okay, pufferfish, do your thing. I don't know if that guy helped. I saw that he just got killed. I have been poisoned, have I? Alright, let's drink instant health, get that right back up, and let's get in there with the sword, actually. And I should drink the strength potion if that's the case. I just managed to hit it 3 times. I should calm down for a second here. I'm doing okay. We're a couple of hearts down. Look at where the wither is. It's just sort of standing there. Perfect. Okay, I've been withered again. Take a step back. Only 2 hearts down. Okay, hang on. This is working extremely well. Right, and now quite a few hearts down. So, regeneration. Eat some food. And let's get back in. This is kind of easy. I like this underground method. I haven't done it too many times before. Okay, hearts appear to be good. It's kind of tricky to tell. That was a really easy fight. Hey, and we got ourselves a wither skeleton skull. Yeah, I said wither skeleton skull. You know what I mean. Looking pretty fancy over here. Right, and we're not going to die. One of the classic things is dying after the fight. I remember me and Mumbo. That happened to us back in Season 3. We thought we were all good. And the wither effect was still hurting. How many more seconds of this? 7. Right, so that was pretty easy and straightforward. My armor barely took a beating as well. Ha! Fascinating. So that was a really good technique for fighting it. And of course, now what we've got to do is go and craft ourselves a beacon. Now, the spot that I wanted to place our beacon was actually back over at this project because I planned on making the fish tank a lot bigger, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen anymore. We'll go over there and discuss that in just a second. Let me show you the amount of kelp we have stocked up now. Pretty impressive, right? That's the impressive part. A whole double chest, and this thing is fully filled up. So now we've got to the point where it has actually filled up all the way. It's extremely productive. It is constantly churning out these blocks, and in between every little clip that I record, if I have to leave the computer for a while or something, I head back over here and just AFK and make sure this farm over here is still running. Now, because it's running frequently, we don't actually have to make the tank that big going downwards. We get tons of kelp from it just being wide, I guess, and so I think running this thing on a regular basis is probably best for the server so we don't produce too much kelp. As you can see, there are still some bits getting stuck over the side here. Not as bad as before, but I need to investigate what's causing that. And so I thought we'd be using the beacon to dig this thing deeper, but that might not be the case. We might actually rise it up higher. I am thinking of perhaps capping this bit off here as a floor and placing in some prismarine blocks and growing the kelp from there. The reason being that not all of the kelp is growing as high as the machine. You can see it going across there, but you can also see gaps where the kelp just hasn't grown tall enough. If we go down here and have a look at the top block right there, you can see age 25. So when I break that, The one below is 5, which I believe means this thing can technically keep growing for a while. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but essentially I've got to come in here and sort of manually prune the ones that aren't growing tall enough and then hope that they do end up growing tall enough. Wow, that one's just one tall and it's 25. So that can happen, and if we were to raise the floor of the tank all the way across, that would mean it would just grow up a little bit higher. So I don't really know what's going on with that at the moment. I need to make up my mind, but what we will do is set up our beacon in this area, just in case we need it. So it's not exactly directly where the tank is, but over here on the shore I have flattened this little bit of land. I put down markers because, as I had expressed, the structures we are building here are going to go all the way around this area, and there is going to be 3 skyscrapers. We're going to have one on that building, which is going to be a Vex skyscraper. We've got another one I'm going to build over here, and then maybe I'll build the 3rd one, or maybe I'll get someone else interested in this project and we'll put it in this area, and it will have the beacon beam in the very middle. So all the way down there at the bottom is where the beacon is going to go. However, I don't have all of the blocks to make a full-size beacon, which is what we want. We want to instant mine. So we got a little bit of a challenge ahead of ourselves. But if I just backtrack a little bit, I wanted to talk about some changes here. A lot of what we're building is going to evolve organically. I'm going to do it little bits at a time as things come to mind, and something that came to mind here was just moving this back by 1 block so we could have this kind of even width, and we go directly through the middle here. And then I've changed the material of that from stone bricks and it looks so much nicer. But that is where one of our paths is going to go. It's going to go up the hill. I think we're going to keep all of the sand in here so it looks like we're building around the terrain and we can preserve some of that. And then who knows, there'll be a whole bunch of platforms connecting to that one over there. So I've been planning the next part of the video as we need to go and get more iron and gold, but I have emeralds and diamonds, and I actually had over a stack of gold blocks, which I think mostly came from treasure collecting more than mining. We're now basically down to not having very much at all, especially if we want to build some redstone-y stuff, right? Might need some iron for pistons, so some mining is ahead of you, as you might have guessed, ahead of us. But look at that, that's a crazy colourful beacon. I've never built one quite like that before. And I still haven't crafted the beacon itself, so let's take care of that. And there it is, the beautiful hum of the beacon. I'm actually really pleased that they added that into the game. It's such a nice little detail. So much more life can be brought into a game through sound. And there we go, we have haste 2. Always love this moment. I've also got a pick I've stashed away in a chest, as you can see here. Efficiency. Oh no, it's efficiency 4. Oh, it's got fortune on as well. I didn't realise that. Well, I can instant mine with this one then, and when I find something like redstone, I can switch to the other one. I thought I was going to be all my mining with that other pick, but it doesn't really matter, does it? So we are down at what, Y10? We're going to mine around Y11, I think. And just go absolutely ham, taking out some blocks and hopefully finding some diamonds and other materials as well. And literally seconds later, we have our diamonds, which I am actually going to silk touch. There becomes a point in the game where you've got most of the diamonds that you need, and then you start to value them as diamond ore blocks because they can become a texture for building if you want to do a little showing off or something fancy. So here's some progress. We haven't gone the full distance of the range of the beacon just yet. An idea has popped into my mind. First of all, let me show you the goodies we got. Decent amount of stuff, right? Some diamonds, some iron. But as I said, an idea has popped into my head. And yes, I'm naked at the moment. The reason being that I went and put efficiency 4 onto this pick to make it efficiency 5. And with the mending effect, this thing pretty much repairs itself as you go along digging. So that's why my armor is off. But we need to put it back in now because we're about to do something very similar to what we did a couple of episodes ago. If you didn't happen to see the dive mining video that I did, then I highly recommend you go and check that out. And do you know what? I think I'm going to do this next bit with a night vision potion. So in case you don't know what's going on, let me get you caught up on dive mining. It's the act of putting yourself into water and then going into swim mode and using that to go into a one high space. So I got the night vision sorted out so we can see when we're in here without placing torches. Now I've got to jump around and then tap control. We're in swim mode, and did we just leave swim mode? I think we did. Well, this is very odd. If I press F5, it looks like I'm standing up, but we are also in 1.13.1. This could be a bug, because clearly my head height is the same as the blocks that we are on. And if I had a speed potion, I wonder if I'd move faster. That is a very strange sight. Oh, I think we went into someone's branch mine. We did. Ah, I can sprint as well. I was so worried about that happening. That is why I put my armor back on, because I have fire resistance, remember? And look at how good fire resistance is. I've barely taken any damage. No, I do not want a lava bucket. As good and as fun as that was, I think I'm going to stick to the traditional method, since with the beacon, you know, it's already pretty fast. So with our beacon set up, we now got a great way to access more resources, and as we approach this building here, initially I thought that was like stained glass panes with like a block behind it, but it's actually just the stone brick slab double block, right? That's an interesting look. It kind of fools you into thinking it's a window. But this is the mail building built by Wells Knight, and this is Cubfan, who just happens to be standing here and walking around me, and yes, he's holding fish. I'm holding fish! Fish bros! Right? Fish bros! Yeah, this is a build made by Wells Knight that's looking pretty fantastic. It's a mail room for the server, and you can see we are up here in the top right, and we have a lamp that is lit up, which means that we've got some mail. And here it says, lol, you've been jingled, no mail. However, I do actually have some mail. The flower shop profits. So now we need to add 12 to our total of diamonds. Python has been hard at work hustling, selling those flowers, and we're making some extra diamonds on the side. Pretty fantastic, right? And I think that's a nice note to end this episode on. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like as always. Thank you for your support here on the channel, and I'll see you soon with another episode. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.